the discussions with HEMA started in the latter part of 2019, much before COVID started. We have established businesses. If you take our inbound business, is nearly 35 years old. HEMA's Travels is similar. Then we had the aviation was also for so many decades. So we have very much established businesses. And like I said, the discussion started the latter part of 2019. And even when, during March, when WHO termed COVID as a pandemic, during the time which we were finalized the whole agreement, the 7 of us who invested in this venture were very bullish about it. We knew that these industries and these businesses will come back. We were here for the long-term aspirations of our business. So therefore, we were very confident, and we were quite eager to sign and go ahead in this venture. So if you take Sri Lanka as a tourist hub, we are a very resilient industry. We have survived 3 decades of war. Then we had the tsunami. We had the Easter attack. Then we had experiencing the COVID pandemic at the moment. But if you ask me, we are very bullish about tourism potential in Sri Lanka due to so many reasons. Number one, we are nicely geographically placed. We have fantastic beaches. We have history, culture. We have nature. So the whole ingredients of a tourist destination is there in plenty. So therefore, what we need to do now is survive this whole pandemic and then be a bit more aggressive in our sales and marketing. And Sri Lanka will bounce back. Okay, so our immediate objectives are to survive this pandemic. We just launched the company. Like I said, we signed in March and we launched a few months back. Therefore, we need to, stay strong and survive this period. We have inbound business, we have outbound business, and we have aviation business. And all 3 cumulatively, they are nicely placed. And we are regional as well. We have some offices in Thailand and in Maldives. So immediately what we need to do is survive, look at our costs, look at our business operations, look at our structure, and then work in a very lean model on one side, and the other side also aggressively look at new business, new revenue lines. So we are looking at twofold. We are looking at business related to travel and aviation. Also, we are looking at unrelated areas. So therefore, that's why one reason we invested in an education facility, AIA Holdings in Sri Lanka. We took a 40% stake a few months back for us to diversify. Education has so much potential in Sri Lanka, and it also to a certain extent goes in hand with Acorn Travels about student placements, the visa facilities and all that. So one side we look at our structure, on one side we look at new revenue lines, and also we want to diversify. That's the game plan we have at the moment. Now, if you take a typical tourism company or a person, they are very passionate and driven by their love and the passion for tourism. For them to diverse into unrelated areas is a very challenging thing. Now, for us, we were able to do that because we sort of grew up in business in a corporate environment. And in a corporate environment like HEMA's, diversification is part of your normal workday life. So we were able to adapt. But if you take a hardcore tourism person, we'll find it challenging. And for me, it's a good thing because you need passion, you need that love, you need that commitment coming from tourism people. If we do tourism now and tomorrow it's not doing well, we go and do something else, that's not good for the industry. So on one side, we need a lot of these passionate people. On the other side, if you can handle the diversification, that's good for the industry as well for the individual company. Immediate short term is they need to look at their costs, and in my opinion, the staff cost is one of the biggest costs the DMC absorbs on a daily basis. So they need to look at that cost. They need to have quality people. So while we look at that, if you look at the medium term to long term, they need to be digitally ready. The days are gone where we can do typical DMC business without being digitally advanced. So that is one area we need to look at seriously. Third thing is the product offering. We need to move to more experience-based products where we are differentiated from all other institutions that offer the same thing. It can be a hotel, it can be a website, it can be an individual. We need to give professional experience-based product. So if we get those three elements, the right size of our staff, digitally advanced as well as experience-based product, then we can survive and sustain this DMC model over a longer period of time. I firmly believe in DMC business, the model, because if you take even an advanced country like Thailand, the DMC still thrive and grow. And Sri Lanka has its own infrastructure challenges. We are so diversified, we are season based, we have so many different hotels, so many sites to go. And in a place like that, we need someone to integrate and from a central point offer the entire offering. It's a single package. So DMC will play an important role. So if we have those three elements ready, I think DMCs can really thrive in the medium to long term. Yeah, I think the one area where some of them are very individualistic. They are key man. They run the entire show, and that sort of experienced person is also aging to a certain extent. So he or she needs to look at the next level. How I can take the experience I have, what I have built, to the next generation or to the next level. And that could be one opportunity where all these passionate people can look at this moment, because times are changing, the tourist is changing. It's not the same tourist we had some time back, not even 10 years back. So when those are changing, if we still live in the same mindset, it will become challenging for us to adapt. So looking at the next level, passing down the knowledge, hiring professionals or your next family members, and then having a sustainable way so that the transition happens smooth is one opportunity for them to continue the business. From the authority, I think what we need now is when things open up, our whole strategic marketing plan needs to be ready. We need to come up with various media promotions to say that Sri Lanka is back. We haven't had that for a very long time, and every time we come up with sort of a marketing plan or something, it just gets shot down or it doesn't get implemented. So now we need to have it ready, and when Sri Lanka opens up, for it to launch. From a Tourism Alliance perspective, so if you take the DMC business, if you take the tourism business, there are very two strong associations who are driving tourism within the industry. One is Sligo, which looks after the inbound agents, and then we have the TASL, the Hotels Association. So, however, both the associations are busy with their own operational and membership issues which they need to canvas, they need to fight with the government, they need to lobby, they need to look at quality, various aspects. They are very busy with it. Now that's where Alliance, I feel, can play a different role, where they can look at more on the education side, more on the skills training side, look at the job portal which Alliance is talking for, which they're talking and trying to implement, where we can attract foreign Sri Lankans who are based overseas to come back and work for the destination. So something which can actually add value to the industry and to the two associations. I don't think we should get mixed up with the roles where it mustn't be it should be complementing rather than cannibalizing. So the roles are actually, in my opinion, it's pretty clear. It's just that us playing in our area and be a bit more, strategic about it. I think the role of alliance in this whole industry can be very, very complementary. The formation and the beginning of the alliance is quite intriguing actually. The whole Easter attack happened, and a few of the industry leaders led by Malik Fernando felt that the work done after the Easter attack to send out positive messages, whole marketability of the destination was not adequate. So he thought, let's form a small alliance, unstructured alliance, and do our own thing. That was the beginning of Love Sri Lanka, the whole campaign we had. Then we had a very, very dynamic and up-to-date website where it was sending out positive and factual news about Sri Lanka. I'll give you a nice example. If somebody typed after Easter attack, is Sri Lanka safe to travel? What gets picked up was all the news about the bombing. But with the whole Love Sri Lanka and the website coming up, that came on top, and that sent out the right and the real message. What hotels are affected, what hotels are not, where there's curfew or not, the whole positivity went up. So it was, I think, in my opinion, it was a big achievement at that time. So since then the alliance has come a long way. Now we don't need to do that. However, we need to do sort of things that can add value to the destination. Like I said earlier, the two associations are fighting hard for their membership and for their industry. But the alliance can play a different role by adding value to the whole destination by way of training, developing sustainable products, attracting more skilled people to come here, be a part of the whole lobbying. So like that, there are certain roles alliance can play, and I'm very happy and proud to be a part of it, so that we can actually add value to the destination and complementing the two associations as well.